Well, happy Monday, everybody. Now, listen, December, it's not just the month of shopping and holiday music you just can't get away from, but is actually the height of baking season. So it's actually the perfect time to get a few much-needed baking tips to make the process a little smoother.
That sounds good to me. And joining us this morning to help us in the kitchen and tell us about some upcoming events is Jeannie Trader from Cakes for Causes and Mandy Carlson, founder of Nourish. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, thank you for having us.
It's good to have you both back. And Mandy, you've actually been on our show before. You were back here in October, and you had an event, a great event that you guys had going on, Taste of Nourish.
Yes.
And Cakes for Causes actually joined you for that. So can you tell us a little bit about that partnership?
Yeah, so Taste for Nourish is our annual fundraiser for Nourish, and Cakes for Causes has been supporting us from our very start. We both started in 2011, and every year Cakes for Causes supports us by donating yummy treats for our event.
Yes, and how was it a success?
It was great. It was wonderful. We had a great turnout, raised lots of money for kids with feeding challenges here in Southern Arizona.
Amazing. Well, I know you work with so many amazing organizations. That's just one of them. And actually, we have a collaboration about to happen with the Tucson Symphony Orchestra. Is that right?
That's correct. Tucson Symphony Orchestra. They're going to have their Christmas show on December 19th and 20th. And we're going to have a table there, and we're going to be decorating gingerbread houses that we're going to raffle off at the end of the second show there. So at $5, you get your raffle tickets at the table, $5 a piece. If you win it, you take it home that day, and you'll have a lovely decorated gingerbread house.
That's wonderful. And the proceeds for that benefit?
It's going to benefit Cakes for Causes, so
Wonderful.
we can buy some more ingredients so we can keep baking. Yes.
Well, truly, I mean, you guys provide so many great, programs for the community to learn how to bake and
just got done with a baking class.
Right, and how'd that go?
That went great. They did learn how to do different ways to decorate Christmas cookies using both royal icing and fondant.
Yes, well, you guys really serve to educate everybody about baking.
We do.
And
That's part of our mission.
You've brought some of your materials here with us today. So explain to us what we're going to be doing today.
Well, we thought we would just do some baking basics. Like you say, it's the holiday season. Everybody wants to bake. But a lot of times, if you don't bake as much as Cakes for Causes does, because we're baking 7 days a week, right? Yeah. You have some things that have been sitting in your cupboard for a long time, months sometimes, and you're wondering, is it even any good anymore? We're going to start with eggs. Eggs, of course, have gone up astronomically in price recently. So when they go on sale, you might buy a couple dozen, and then you use a dozen, and then the other dozen just sits there, and you want to know if it's fresh. So we have to test eggs. You have a bowl of water. You want to make sure the water is going to come up over the egg, and you put the egg in the water. If it sinks, it's still good. If it floats, it's bad.
And what's
you don't want to use it.
Why does that happen?
Little air pockets start developing in eggs as they get older, and so that'll make them float. Wow. So she's going to put the eggs in, and this is the one that might bob a little bit. That's the one that bobs. Oh. This one is bad. You want to throw that one away. And then we have a fresh one that's sinking to the bottom. That one's good.
So that one that's like in the middle zone.
That's kind of, that's kind of like, you could probably use it. It's probably still good, but it's about to go bad.
Okay.
So, you could. One thing I do when I'm baking, I always crack my eggs in a small bowl first. And another thing that people don't often, I'm just going to take one of your eggs here. Okay. People often crack their eggs on the side of a bowl. Everybody does that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That actually is pushing the eggshell up into the egg. You want to crack your egg on a flat surface.
Oh, wow.
Crack your egg on a flat surface, and then I always break it into a small bowl first so I can look at the egg and smell it before I actually add it into my stuff. If you've got your mixture all mixed and then you put in a bad egg, well, now you got to start all over again.
Right. This is amazing.
It's genius.
So
I feel like this segment is just for me.
Yeah, me too, actually.
I even just this weekend was like, are these eggs good or bad? I have no idea. So I would have known.
If it sinks, it's good.
Yeah. Okay, so you have some more tips for us.
Okay,
today.
so now you have baking powder and baking soda. Okay. Now, again, these things sit in their cupboards forever, right? Baking powder is usually good for about 3 months to 6 months. Sometimes it lasts longer. It reacts with water, so in humid climates it goes bad a lot faster. Here down in Arizona, I've had it for a year and it's been fine. Again, you can test it. With baking powder, you take a half a teaspoon of baking powder, add it. It's already in the little cup there.
There you go.
All right,
you just add it to hot water. Careful, I was boiling that.
And I just pour it right in?
Put it in the hot water and it should start bubbling and reacting. And see how it's bubbling?
Wow.
Yeah.
So that means it's fresh. If you don't get any reaction, then your baking powder is bad. It's not going to react. It's not going to leaven your product.
Okay.
Baking soda, you use vinegar. Take about a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, add it to 2 tablespoons. Just add it to the tablespoons to the vinegar, and it should do the same thing. It should react and bubble.
Yeah, there it goes.
Boom, just like that.
Well, I think it's a really good point because people hoard these things sometimes.
It looks like it's going to go over.
It's really good.
We got it.
I know.
Truly,
That was really active.
Some amazing tips, things that people wouldn't really think about otherwise, because they
Right.
have these things in their cupboard for
Right.
months and years at a time.
Right.
Really some wonderful tips. I want to thank you so much for coming on and,
You're welcome.
and showing it to us, and we look
Okay.
forward to seeing you next month.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Jeannie,
Always
Mandy,
nice to be here.
You as well. Thanks for coming.
Thank
All right.
And you can visit their table at the TSO Holiday Concert on December 19th and 20th at the TCC Music Hall. For more details, call 303-7893 or log on to cakesforcauses.org.